Okay, here's a thought. What if the real secret to feeling, like, more connected, maybe even more in love, isn't about spending every single second together? What if it's actually about stepping apart sometimes?
It sounds completely backwards, doesn't it?
Totally. We're always told, stick together, constant closeness, that's the key. But what if, in this deep dive today, we find out that stepping apart, giving each other space, is actually the thing that makes you feel closer?
It really is a fascinating paradox, and our mission really is to dig into that, to explore the psychological, the emotional, even some surprising physical ways that, cultivating your own thing within the relationship can actually lead to more satisfaction, more vibrant connection. You'll find out why space isn't necessarily about distance or lack of interest. It can actually be a path to growing as a person and lead to this really unique emotional hit that makes your heart swell when you do come back together.
Okay, let's definitely unpack that, because it does feel, well, strange, right? To question constant closeness. Almost wrong somehow. Isn't that deep connection what we're all aiming for? Can there really be such a thing as too much closeness?
It feels wrong, yeah. But honestly, the answer from psychology and just real life experience is a definite yes. Too much togetherness, it can be stifling. Think about it like a person needs to breathe, right? Well, a relationship needs to breathe too. When partners are just constantly tangled up, you risk what some researchers call enmeshment.
Enmeshment.
Yeah, like the boundaries get blurry, your identities, your wants, even your opinions kind of start merging together. And weirdly, that can make you feel suffocated by the sameness. It drains the energy you need for a healthy dynamic.
Ah, okay. So true intimacy needs two distinct people choosing to connect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rather than just becoming one indistinguishable blob, it's actually really important for both people to, empty their minds with hobbies, pursue their own interests. Without that personal space, that kind of oxygen for the self, the relationship can feel, well, not just boring, but genuinely suffocating.
Yeah, I can totally see that. It's like you lose the you and the me in this big we, and then there's actually less stuff for the we to be made of.
Precisely. And we see this happen all the time. There's this Reddit user, Married for Ages, who said they give each other a great deal of space on a daily basis. And it wasn't about avoiding each other. Often it was just being in separate rooms of the house, pursuing our hobbies, reading, watching a movie, stuff like that. It's just respecting individual needs, even when you're in the same house, knowing that quiet time isn't a threat. It's just like a daily reset button.
That makes total sense. I heard about this one couple, their work schedules meant one partner always got a few hours alone at home.
Yeah.
Their sacred quiet time. But then the schedules changed, and boom, they were together 24/7. And even though they liked seeing each other more, that constant togetherness was, as they put it, a lot to get used to.
Wow, yeah.
It really showed how important that dedicated space had been. Now, they actually make a point of ensuring one gets the house to themselves for a few hours, maybe by going out with friends or just taking a walk. It's like an intentional recreating of that separation.
That's a perfect example of how vital this is. And we saw this massively amplified during the pandemic, didn't we?
Oh, for sure.
So many couples suddenly together 24/7. And imagine throwing a brand new baby into that mix, which some people did.
Oh, gosh.
They found they just ran out of things to talk about pretty quickly. The pressure, you know, of always being on without the usual outside stuff from work or hobbies. It meant tiny issues that you'd normally ignore suddenly became huge problems. That forced nonstop closeness really underlined how crucial individual space is for your own sanity and for the relationship's harmony.
Okay, so constant togetherness can feel like a trap. We get that. But let's flip it. How does stepping away, having your own world, actually make you better, more vibrant, more interesting, a better partner, ultimately? It's about personal revival, isn't it?
Absolutely. Personal revival. It's fundamental. It's genuinely good for people to have their own individuality and time to do their own thing. Simple as that. Hobbies, interests, time apart. They just keep us interesting.
Right.
And this isn't about being detached. It's about nurturing your autonomy, which, in psychology, autonomy is basically the desire to grow as a person, believing your own choices matter and feeling competent enough to act on them. It's a healthy kind of reflective autonomy. It lets you expand yourself, do things that make you feel capable, and then you bring new perspectives back to the relationship. Without that, you risk getting stagnant. And a stagnant person can lead to a stagnant relationship.
So it's not just doing your own thing. It's actively becoming more you, which then feeds back into the US.
Exactly. And think about deep thinkers and introverts especially. Constant interaction can be just exhausting for them.
Totally.
Small talk. Some describe it like traversing an obstacle course. Even simple chats can feel overwhelming. Imagine trying to be on all the time when your battery's empty. Alone time literally lets these people recharge their social batteries, process thoughts, regain energy, just be. This personal space creates this revitalizing, pressure-free environment. You can just exist together without needing to constantly talk. Think about like reading books side by side or enjoying a quiet morning coffee. It's that peaceful coexistence without pressure. It's actually really restorative.
That's a great way to put it. Filling your cup so you have more to pour out. Okay, so that leads us right to the next big question. How does this renewed you, this more vibrant person, actually strengthen the relationship? What's the secret sauce that turns personal space into a deeper connection?
Right. This is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
And the missing piece is surprisingly simple. It's actually important to miss each other. If you're literally with each other all of the time, often there's just nothing to tell. You did everything together, right? So what new story or insight can you share? And that, weirdly, can lead to boredom, a kind of emotional flatness.
Yeah.
There was a Reddit user who paraphrased Chris Rock perfectly, saying, you know, back in the day, spouses wouldn't really talk until they got home from work. Now, you have your spouse in your pocket at all times.
So true. Constant update.
Exactly. We're always connected, always texting or calling. And that can accidentally kill that little spark of missing someone, of looking forward to reconnecting.
I totally get that. It's like the constant availability makes the reunion less exciting. You almost feel bad if you don't have some huge adventure to report when you finally talk properly, when maybe all you did was live your separate day.
Right. But when both partners actually have room to explore their own interests, goals, and experiences, it literally creates new roads for intimacy. Suddenly, asking, "How is your day?" becomes genuinely interesting again, because there might be something fresh to share, something that didn't involve both of you.
Like what?
Well, maybe you learned something cool at your book club, or saw something interesting on a solo walk, or discovered a new band. These little individual things give you new stuff to talk about. It sparks fresh curiosity about each other. And this can also make you appreciate your partner's gestures more. One person mentioned feeling like, he's thinking about me even when we aren't in the same space, when her partner just brought her a drink after they'd been doing separate things all day.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's those unexpected little connections that really highlight the value of having that space in between.
That's really interesting. It makes the time you do spend together feel more intentional, maybe, more meaningful, because it's not just filling silence.
It absolutely does. And this whole dynamic directly boosts intimacy, which, is basically the level of trust, commitment, and positive effect you feel with your partner. When you don't have to talk constantly, when you do talk, it tends to be more meaningful and genuine. You're not just filling airtime, you're actually connecting, sharing new bits of yourself.
Right.
And even without tons of talking, you can still build the bond through quiet, shared stuff. Board games, a movie night, maybe a shared book club, or even hiking or art classes. These shared hobbies offer natural talking points without the pressure to constantly interact. It allows for this comfortable, easy closeness that reinforces the connection in a really gentle, sustainable way.
Okay, this all sounds great. Maybe a bit idealistic for some, but I can already hear people thinking, how do we actually do this without causing problems, without making someone feel insecure? Like, what if your partner hears, I need space, and thinks it means I'm not interested anymore, or worse, I'm leaving?
That's such a valid concern, and this is where emotional intelligence really comes in. Open communication, it really is the lifeline of any healthy relationship. It's not just about passively giving space or like hiding away. It's about actively communicating your needs and, just as crucially, seeing and hearing what your partner needs and merging those together. It has to be a team effort, a negotiation based on trust.
So not a guessing game or a silent treatment, an actual conversation. That's a big shift for people who might be scared to ask for space. Can you give us some practical ways to start that conversation? What could someone actually say?
Yeah, definitely. Keep it direct, simple, and crucially reassuring. Instead of just vanishing, you could try something like, hey, I'm feeling like I need a little alone time to recharge right now. My social battery's kind of low, but I'm really looking forward to catching up later tonight.
Okay, that sounds manageable.
Or, today was pretty intense. I think I need some quiet time to just decompress. How about we talk properly over dinner? If it's just your nature, maybe, Thanks for understanding that I'm a bit quiet tonight. It really helps me reset. Or planning ahead. I'd love to do dinner, but I might need some solo time afterwards to focus on my project for a bit.
Yeah.
The key is genuine expression of what you need, plus that reassurance.
That makes it way less scary, less ambiguous. But let's be real, transparency is scary. That fear of rejection is huge, right? Especially if someone's been criticized for needing space before, or maybe they have an insecure attachment style. How do you handle the fear that even clear communication might get twisted, or maybe even, abused by a partner who doesn't respect boundaries?
That fear is so real. And yeah, it often comes from past hurts where honesty didn't go well. So for a partner who feels abandoned when you ask for space, just stating your need isn't enough. You have to layer it with reassurance. Like, I need some solo time to recharge, and I'm really excited about our movie night later. Or, this isn't about pushing you away, it's about me filling my own cup so I can be truly present with you when we are together.
Okay, so empathy and reassurance are key.
Crucial. And then following through with consistent loving actions after you take the space. That builds trust over time and helps soothe those deep fears. Plus, clear communication stops things like ghosting or one person just abusing space by disappearing without a word. Healthy relationships trust each other. They encourage each other to pursue interest hobbies to our heart's content without guilt. Knowing the space lets you come back stronger.
It makes me think of this analogy I heard. It was about relationships not being like two people leaning on each other, like this shape. Because apparently balancing each other takes so much more energy than each one standing straight and being close, like this.
I love that.
Yeah, the idea is the healthiest way is two whole, self-sufficient people choosing to stand close, not leaning on each other, just to stay upright.
That visual perfectly captures it. The strength of the relationship comes from the strength of the individuals in it, not how much they depend on each other. When each person feels secure and fulfilled on their own, then the connection becomes a choice, an enhancement, not a need or a burden. It feels lighter, more supportive, truly enriching. It lets both people thrive separately and together.
Okay, now for something really intriguing that came up in the research, this concept that kind of ties it all together. Kama mutta.
Ah, yes, kama mutta. It's fascinating. It's a term from Sanskrit, basically meaning being moved by love. It's often felt physically, like a warm feeling in the center of the chest, moist eyes or tears, chills or feeling choked up.
Like getting emotional at a wedding or something?
Exactly. Or seeing a really kind act, or having a moment of deep connection. It's that powerful, almost gut-level emotional reaction. And it's specifically triggered by a sudden intensification of communal sharing.
Okay. A sudden intensification of communal sharing. So not just any nice feeling, but a specific response to a sudden boost in connection. How does that link back to space and intimacy? This feels like the core of that profound finding you mentioned.
Right. So connecting the dots.
Yeah.
The research found something really specific. Only intimacy-promoting love expressions mediate the effect of kama mutta on increased relationship satisfaction.
Whoa, okay. Break that down.
It means it's not just any nice gesture after being apart. It's those specific actions that actively build intimacy, that bridge the gap, that create that communal sharing feeling, especially after you've had some individual time. So imagine you take space, you do your thing, you come back maybe with a fresh thought or feeling. Then that moment of reconnecting, maybe it's a spontaneous hug or a really deep chat about something you realized while you were alone, or just an unexpected gesture that says, hey, I really see you, I value acquires. Those are the things that spark kama mutta. The space creates the absence or the potential, which then makes the presence of these intimacy-building actions incredibly powerful. That's what causes the sudden intensification of communal sharing.
So the space sets the stage, creates the potential, and then intentional intimacy triggers this moved by love feeling.
Right.
Like a powerful emotional reward for reconnecting well.
Precisely. These kama mutta moments, they're a huge emotional reward. They fuel devotion to the relationship and directly link to higher relationship satisfaction. It really is that feeling of distance makes the heart grow fonder, and then, like someone said, looking at them with sparkling eyes again when you reconnect. It's that rush of tender emotion that cements the bond and makes you feel really good about the relationship. It's like a vital, positive feedback loop for love, encouraging you both to keep investing, knowing these deep feelings are possible.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive has really shown us that personal space. It's definitely not a luxury, and it's certainly not a red flag. Far from it. It seems like a vital ingredient, actually, for keeping your individuality, for appreciating each other more, and ultimately for deepening intimacy in some really powerful ways.
Yeah, the core lesson here really is balance, isn't it? It's about elegantly weaving together autonomy and intimacy, It comes down to consciously talking about your needs, respecting your partner's need for their own life too, and then choosing to show love in ways that genuinely connect you, especially through those deliberate, intimacy-promoting actions that can spark kamamuta, turning separate time into shared emotional gold.
So as we wrap up, maybe something to think about. What does alone time really look like for you and your partner? Is it physical distance, separate hobbies, or just the mental space to think your own thoughts? And how might leaning into that individuality, strange as it sounds, actually be the most powerful way to come back even closer, feeling refreshed, renewed, and maybe, just maybe, experiencing a little bit of that Kamamuta magic?